Hello and welcome to CineScare, the new cinema filled with scary movies. I'm your host Pele, and today we are looking at 1995's Candyman 2, Farewell to Flesh. Released 3 years after the iconic original, with a budget of $6 million and making $13.9 million at the box office, it cleared a second sequel to be released in 1999, but we'll look at that one tomorrow. Where will the story go in this scintillating sequel? How will it hold up to its predecessor? Let us see as we take a look at just how scary Candyman 2 Farewell to Flesh really is. The film begins as we take quite a trip away from the original's setting of Chicago, Illinois, all the way down to the Big Easy and birthplace of jazz, New Orleans, Louisiana. Just in time for Mardi Gras, we follow Annie Tarrant, portrayed by Kelly Rowan, as her family is seemingly being stalked by the myth that is Candyman. This sequel, like many successors in other successful horror classics, discovers and discusses the origins of the titular character. All the while, we see the ultimate downfall and demise of the Tarrant family, as many before, and surely many to come. This sequel was supposed to be created by the original's director Bernard Rose, but none of his ideas were cleared by the studio. From an early 1990s London slasher titled Candyman 2 The Midnight Meat Train, to his original plan for a sequel, a prequel to the original that sees the Candyman and Helen fall in love, but was ultimately shot down because the studio didn't want an interracial love story. For these reasons, the project was picked up by director Bill Condon and written by Rand Ravitch and Mark Kruger. In my opinion, the story is a truly solid take for another Candyman film, but it slightly falls short of its predecessor in its approach to a political conversation and the class structures it shows. For my taste, it's just a skosh too on the nose, in comparison to the original's more ambiguous approach. Annie and her brother Ethan's necessity to find the way to end the Candyman is truly captivating, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout most of its runtime. All in all, I think I'm gonna have to give Candyman 2's story a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. For where the story took a slight step back, this sequel surely stepped it up in the special effects category. I cannot express enough that these effects are fucking amazing. Whenever Candyman comes on screen, you just can't take your eyes off of the effects of every kill. Genuinely, hats off to this film's makeup and special effects department, headed by Alan A. Apone. Say that 5 times fast. I'll definitely have to give the effects of the film a solid 4 out of 5. Where I will say I prefer the atmosphere building in its original, this film comes in a very close second for sure. From the editing to the production design, everything really comes together to create such a unique feel and atmosphere that rivals the film before. I haven't spoken much on it on this video, but Tony Todd's performance and his grimace look in just about every scene makes for a truly iconic performance. Somehow going the distance and making this feeling and vibe after watching it almost as memorable as the original. Because of this, the atmosphere surely gets a 4 out of 5. That officially gives Candyman 2 Farewell to Flesh a 3.83 out of 5. Although I'd probably go back and watch the original before this film, in my opinion the plot is just a bit too messy at times, and the original is very precise in what it's doing. Even though the effects take a massive leap forward, I can't overlook the fact that this movie could have been better if it just shaved off about 10 or so minutes. As for just how scary is this movie, well, I'd say just about anybody could watch this movie with occasionally covering your eyes, depending on your taste for blood. But there are times where even I am feeling uneasy with the way that the story is held for Candyman himself. I am your host Pele, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to follow CineScare on social media, linked down below, and beware. For your next visit in CineScare will be the 3rd film in the Candyman franchise, Day of the Dead. Much love, everyone.